birthdays made the resolutions?
Nope.
No, people just did it to you guys, that's not cute.
Well, yeah, it's the. I haven't been made aware of any.
Storm needs you to go print all the resolutions because none of them are printed.
Tell. Yeah.
Go print them because none of them are printed. Yeah.
If possible, you can put them all in one document, but if you don't have time for that, you're good.
Okay, would you be able to right after you're done there? Okay. Yeah. Cool. Thanks. He's getting coffee and then he'll go to it.
Good. Emma, are you doing anything for your birthday this weekend?
My birthday?
Yeah, it's your birthday this weekend.
My birthday was a fat month ago.
No, it's this weekend. That's
Then,
why everyone here is giving me gifts.
I was looking to listen to it though.
Saturday, well, Friday I work,
Is it,
5 a.m. to
It's only
Yeah,
the
now you work
So
and
now
then
you're
you work.
Saturday I work,
You'll have to turn the switch on.
5 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Turn the switches.
5 a.m. to
Wait.
6 p.m.
Too loud?
Yep, and then Sunday.
It's just-
it'd be
that's
at
just
the
AC.
Just
Hunter
needs
Hall.
to plug it in yet? Okay.
Yep.
Court officer, the Cincinnati
It's gonna be on in here today, so do you want me to leave the doors open or?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because I tried turning the heat down, but they had a problem with the maintenance today, so the
Rip.
whole building's hot.
Well,
Some
yeah.
of it.
It's been spicy in here today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, will you get that back to Robert?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
thank
will.
you. Okay.
Well, I know that you were also, for your birthday, going on that exotic animal hunt. Are you
Yeah,
killing
we're
the
doing
last
that in North
California
Carolina.
condor? Oh, you're going to the other coast. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's right, because you were gonna skin the leatherback turtles, right?
I swam with the turtles, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yep, got to touch them too.
I mean, that's what I would prefer to do, but she's
Where did you do
evil
that?
and wants to kill him.
Over in the Virgin Islands, yeah.
You were able to touch them?
Yeah, they have a little wading pool, and there's an instructor, and he gets in there with you, and he only takes like 2 or 3 people at a time. So you get to touch them, but you can't put your hands in front of them because they're snapping turtles usually. And when it goes in, it comes out, and then you can't get them. Once they latch onto your fingers, they won't let go. So yeah, so you can touch them as they go by. So they just go around in a circle.
Cool.
They won't release those back into the wild because they have dysfunctional patches on their back,
Yeah.
which reflect the water waves or something, so they wouldn't survive. So it was sad, but yeah, so we got to see them, so it was nice.
Super
Yeah,
cool
so
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Careful with what you tell Emma about it though, because she might go there with a harpoon gun.
All right,
I
Em.
literally have a sticker on here that says, touch each other, not turtles.
Yeah.
Headsets now?
Yeah.
Robert, you
From the
got it.
Virgin Islands.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, of course virgins would want to touch each
Yeah,
other.
we have some pictures, so if you want to see, ask Robert. Yeah.
Silly today.
The water is beautiful, though.
It is, I could be there.
It's
right now.
so beautiful.
Hey, in this heat, I'd rather be on a beach.
Well,
That's
it's cool.
great.
There's cool breezes. It's not. It's a humidity, and so everywhere you walk around, you'll feel like your shirt's always wet because of the humidity. That's how it is in Texas, where I grew up. So, yeah. So, yep. Always warm there, and they have wild iguanas on the island. So they just wander
that's
around,
awesome.
and they're all. You can feed them. They do have tame ones, so it was kind of interesting.
That sounds super cool.
Yeah, it was really nice there. The people were very friendly.
I would greatly appreciate a vacation right now, but we're almost done with the semester.
I know.
Almost there.
Poor Rob Robert's gonna have to do jury duty after this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I
yeah.
hope it's good. Did he get chosen for it, or is it just?
He doesn't know yet. They'll do a submission of it and see whether he gets chosen or not. They have to go through the whole, 9 yards.
Give the most biased answer
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, I hope it's
Literally.
a really interesting case.
I think it's actually gonna be possibly a murder trial. So
Oh, well then
Oh.
don't give any biased answers.
Yeah. So.
Oh, well, he might not be able to serve then because it's probably against Emma. Are you the defendant?
No.
I'm going to be after this one.
I was gonna say,
We
she's
have
got a
him.
look in her eyes at you, Storm.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome.
I'm just causing problems today.
You are the chaos of the day.
Check 1 2.
Well, I know that's why it ended.
Good.
as a
We're
cure.
already discussing your murder trial. I told him. Yeah, something like that. Yep.
Now that I've sat
That's
in here
correct.
for a bit,
Yep.
it's kind of
Now it's
cooled
gone.
off.
Love that. Honestly, that's the way you got the right idea, just laying down over there. That's the right idea.
Finance and administration.
Our screen graphic is very Y2K, and honestly, I'm here for it.
I like the multiple colors on the Torch of Knowledge.
That's so good, yeah. Sierra, are you prepared for the inauguration ball after next year? Gotta make sure you're prepared for the right kind of ball.
You could dress up
You could do a ball.
and do it like more fancy than business.
Hear me out. The inauguration James Ball, and it's just all James Ball themes.
I would spread that actually. Our office is being changed over the summer. Actually, some good colors.
So if you're upset at them,
I can
Like
just
that
fight
one.
you.
It was me and Amber. It's light gray and then fat balls, so it's not.
Oh, I like that.
It's really good. And then the conference room should be painted in
Nice.
is there not gonna be a purple ball?
chance.
I'm a fan. I think this is a good idea. Hello, bestie, bestie. No, actually, if you haven't already printed, don't print. Oh, okay. Yeah, bye. So, going ahead and starting with our attendance, Senator Hart.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Sharaf. That one's going to be over soon. Senator Waldekainen. Senator Waldekainen. Senator Wing. Hello. Thank you. Senator Jermenci. Senator Jermenci. Senator Victor Wynn. Thank you. Senator Bryant.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Roberts.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Rivera.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Goma. Senator Goma. Senator Narala.
Present.
Howdy. Senator Berhanu. Thank you. Senator Tepp. Senator Tepp. Senator Mendez Martinez. Thank you. Senator Destin. Let's see. I see Domenji and
They
Sharaf.
can't hear anything right now.
They
just
can't
heads up.
hear us? Okay. Why are they unable to hear us? Sorry, I'll keep going while we figure that out. Senator Destin. Senator Destin. Senator Zigweed. I was aware that this one was going to be absent. Senator Mesta.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Mueller.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Parikh. Thank you. Senator Blanchard.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Goff. Not. Senator Speltz.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Royger.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Andry.
Here.
Thank you. Speaker Novak, that's me. President Zelmer.
Here.
Thank you. Vice President Ibrahim. Not here. And now we can go ahead and get rolling. Are the people on Zoom able to hear us?
No, not right now. I'll just message whatever we're gonna be voting on or saying.
Okay.
I'll transcribe.
Yeah.
Or here.
I'll make-
just unmute.
I'll make sure to table anything until of importance until we get to that point. But
Well, now they
are
can
they
hear
able
you.
to hear? Perfect. Okay, then in that case, going up first is going to be our presentations. We have a presentation from Senator Narala about the Wayfinding Wizards.
Hello. Hello, hello. What a wonderful year, final couple of meetings, and we can wrap it up for our 98th student government. But before we do that, I wanted to do a presentation along with the Wayfinding Wizards, who are the amazing team of students from the computer science department who've been working with me over the past couple months with me and Dr. H on our student led project of developing an application. We have Kate and Wengel over on Zoom, and if you're able to hear us.
They said, yep, we can hear you, but it's coming through Emma's computer, so I don't know if you can hear them.
I wanted to hand it over to Kate over on Zoom, who would do a presentation for all of us to share it. If
We're not gonna do that.
That's not gonna work.
so, if we can take a recess.
I see a motion on the table.
A motion to provide an up to 5-minute recess or until the technology is resolved.
Or could we start doing reports
Yeah.
and just move presentations?
We can motion to move senator reports above presentations.
I'll
So
amend the
moved.
motion to do that.
I see someone in the gallery. Someone willing to yield to Amy Cronin in the gallery?
I'll yield. She has to present the election results.
Yeah, I was hoping to present the election results, and then get out of here. Sorry.
Okay. Then in that case, Senator Narala, are you comfortable if we just do the election results and then cycle back when hopefully Zoom's good?
Totally comfortable.
Cool, then we'll just do it that way and we'll just alter the order of presentations. Go right ahead.
Is there a camera option to like show these results on a piece of paper, or
I can pull them up.
I'm not
Yeah.
Hey IT, could I get Zoom share, please?
there's
Sorry.
not. I'm just gonna read them. Is that all right with
Yeah.
folks? And then they are posted online on Facebook. I think. No, there's no more physical copies, but okay. Hi, thank you. I am Mimi Cronin, the outgoing commission chair, and I'm here to present the election results from yesterday and Monday's student government election, as well as the 2 referendum votes. So in total, we had 1,814 votes. Super exciting. It's a lot. For our president and vice president positions, Sierra Roiger and David Mesta were elected with 817 votes. Moving into the positions for senator, the College of Allied Health and Nursing had 4 elections, with Camille Hart at 170 votes, Peyton Hennison at 107, Kusam Shah Thakuri with 53, and Mia Froling with 5. For Senator of College of Business, Victor Nugent with 140, Tissen Zedwi with 72 votes. Moving into the College of Education, Trinity Bryant with 74 votes. For the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Deku Ali with 149, Danawit Wadalkinan with 141, Amalia Sharaf with 109. For the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology, Francesca Goma with 102, Safa Abdirahmana Mohammed with 106, Edison Saiwan with 98. For College of Graduate Studies, Douglas Roberts with 66 votes, Kuzana Asma with 38. For Student Body at Large, Ryan Witzkow with 511, Dagmawi Abrira with 433. For off-campus residents, Jordan Mueller with 366, Jeremiah Ravari with 323, Godswill Chidu Imudu with 153, Bazadwa Berhanu with 395, Sini Haq with 150, Roshet Naralu with 340, Suraji Awal with 267, Sini Haq with 150. For on-campus resident senator, Koshagi Jha with 186, Darnell Speltz with 252, and there's still 3 remaining seats vacant. For the Athletic Fee Advisory Commissions, there were no elections. For the CSU Board, Francesca Goma with 1,074 votes, and Allison Allen with 5. For the Newspaper Board, Roshet Nirula with 376, Amelia Sharaf with 698. For the Student Health Service Advisory Board, Kuzan Asma with 620, and Mekta Lawat Zerga with 480. And then for our 2 referendums, the student activities fee to approve the recommended increase of 8.96% passed with 1,264 votes of an 80.25%, and then the intercollegiate athletic fee of an increase of 8.79 passed with 1,156 votes at a 76.05% pass. Are there any questions about election things, the votes, anything like that?
Do we have any? President Sommer.
Thank you for being the election commission's chair.
Yeah, so fun. But yeah, if folks had questions or thoughts, just especially about the voting platform, I have a meeting next week with John, myself, and folks in the IT department, just because I know there were a few hiccups with people showing up on ballots and different things. So if anyone had concerns or things to bring to my attention, please let us know, just because the ballot format is a little newer over the last few years, so we want to make sure that it will run smooth for next year too.
Do we have any further questions? Seeing no further questions, thank you so much for all the work you've done.
Thank you.
Is our IT audio looking like it's gonna work, or should we continue with senator reports?
Could someone on Zoom try to speak real quick?
That still only sounds like it was coming from the computer audio.
How about we just keep going with the agenda?
All right, we're gonna do senator reports and then we'll come back to
How about we do
presentation.
it before?
Yeah, we'll do, sure. We'll start with open forum then. Is there anyone here for open forum? Anyone for open forum? Last call, open forum. Seeing no one, we'll go ahead and move right along to the approval of the consent agenda. For those on Zoom, feel free to dissent or make amendments. I'll be able to hear you, even if the room cannot. So, going to our consent agenda, do we have any any dissent or amendments to the consent agenda? Any dissent or amendments? Any dissent or amendments? Seeing none, the consent agenda is approved. And we'll go to officer reports. President Zelmer.
Cool. Well, congratulations to the people elected. To those who were not, I hope you continue to get involved. I'm happy to see that many people around the table are returning for another year. Other than that, thank you all so much for going out and getting people to vote for the fee referendum. This was overwhelming support, so this will show to the Board of Trustees and University our priorities as well as other things. Beyond that, we met earlier today with the provost for coffee and conversations, I believe the last one of this year. He gave us some updates and the new leadership was able to share their platform. Other than that, sorry, I'm just paging through my calendar here. We had meet and confer last week. I'll be meeting with the president soon to kind of get an update on the Dakota Lounge. I guess one of the other unions brought forward another proposal, even though our proposal came forward months ago. I am planning on speaking with them about finding, so they're proposing a different Indigenous name for the space. I'm going to propose to them that we can find another space and have multiple spaces with Indigenous names on campus. That way this one doesn't get held up over the summer and possibly fall off at the end of the year. So that's my plan with that. I don't even know what the name is, but that's what I have heard from people who were at the other meet and confers. So we will continue to power through, because otherwise, like if we were, let's say we were like, oh, we'll just go with the name they want, it would have to go through naming commission again and get approved by all the meet and confers again, and just, it would take a lot longer, and also a lot of people's contracts, a lot of unions' contracts, or specifically the faculty union don't go over the summer, so it might get even held off until next year. So we're going to continue to go through with what our proposal was, and I'm going to speak with the other union about finding other spaces, because I think more spaces should be named with recognition of the students on our campus and the land that we reside on. Other than that, another thing that came up, and actually a motion for new business, is that so for the Students United fee, the Students United fee is paid per credit like every other one, but it's not capped. So, or it's not banded. So when you're at 12 to 18 credits with every other fee, it's the same amount for Students United. You keep getting charged for those. What our university does is we have a banded rate for the Students United fee. So we average out how many students are within the banded amount, and that's what we charge. The university has been undercharging us and covering the deficit themselves, which is now the deficit's too large to do that. So the motion that's going to be brought up is just about supporting, saying that we've been consulted in supporting the increase. Right now the banded rate is around $12.40, or let me pull this up real quick. I want to make sure I have the right amount. $11.41. Is that around $11.41? They would bump it up to about either like $11.80 something to $12. So at most, it's a 59-cent increase total for a banded tuition. So it's not like per credit, it's just total amount. And I think we should just support that because they've been undercharging us and we need to make sure we're paying our dues to Students United. Yeah, and it's only 59 cents, so that's nice at most. So that's just the resolution. I'll be meeting with Rick Straka tomorrow as well to discuss that, as well as some other things. Other than that, I'm almost done with the proposal for the reflection space. I'm trying to make sure it's really in-depth that way. Like, no matter what happens or how long it takes, they have a really in-depth proposal. And it's already like 5 pages long, so I'll get that to you all once I'm done with it, hopefully this week. Other than that, Students United elections are this Sunday. The candidate forums have been posted on the website, I believe, for that, or like the recordings have been. So if you wanted to give me input, you're welcome to watch those and give me input on the candidates. But yeah, we'll be doing that, and there's I believe, 2 Mankato candidates for vice chair, as well as one that's now a Metro State student. But anyone remember Emma Gabbard? She used to go to Mankato. She's applied for vice chair as well. And then the treasurer, there's only 1 applicant, and she's going to be a graduate student at Mankato next year. And she's been on the board of directors the last 2 years at Students United, one of my really good friends. So I'm not planning on voting no confidence unless you all give me a good reason why. And then for state chair, there's 3 candidates, none from Mankato, all with good Students United experience. So I'm really looking forward to interviewing them. Oh, and we've decided I'm going to open up the office on Sunday. I'll be here at 8 a.m. So if y'all wanted to come do homework and hang out, you're welcome to stop by. I yield.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for President Zelmer?
Specifically about the fee thing.
Yeah. Any questions? We'll also talk about the fee thing more when we get to new business. But seeing no questions, and that Vice President Ibrahim is not present today, I will go ahead with my speaker report. So this is the last week to turn in office hours. After this week, don't worry about filling office hours for the 3 days until we're done and the next student government is inaugurated, but do fill out that last little chance to get your office hours in and submit those so that we've got that on file. The other thing I really want people to do before we're done here, we talked about this a little bit in committee, but your transition reports, make sure that you're writing those up, even if you are going to be coming back to the same position or a similar position. I highly recommend having a transition report left behind that kind of says what you worked on, any struggles that you came across, and gives that kind of context for future senators to look at and gives them kind of ideas of what they might be able to work on. It's a really valuable thing to do. Make sure that you're getting those to me or into the teams by the end of your tenure, and Emma is going to put them in a nice big binder for the next student government to check out. It's going to be a good time. But other than that, we have our next meeting is going to be a quick meeting because we have inauguration at 5. So that's going to be in the ballroom at 5 right afterwards, and we're going to try to speed through next meeting, and it's probably going to be somewhat similar to what we did with the dodgeball, and then going to inauguration, where even if you are not going to be a part of next year's student government, I highly encourage you to come. There will be food. Food is good, and it'll also be a good opportunity to kind of pass the torch off. Otherwise, I will yield before going to the Dean of the Day. Does anyone have any questions for me? Any questions? Seeing none, our Dean of the Day today is Dean Budge.
Let's see if this will work. Thank you for the opportunity to be here again. It's been a pleasure to be part of this group for several times this year, covering for Dean Marinchik, but planned. We had planned on having me cover for today. Just a few things, and I was actually going to echo some of the reports that are not yet happened from a couple of our CSET senators, but I'll let them share their things. I won't take any of their thunder, so to speak. But just wanted to share a few great things that we had. Today was our 3rd installment of several what we've called CSET conversations amongst the faculty, where we have had an opportunity for some of our faculty members to share some of the best practices they have been piloting or using in their classrooms and in other aspects relative especially to diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives across the college. We've made a very strong effort over the last 1.5 years, 2 years to work towards improving our DFW rates, for example, in a number of those core courses that have had challenges through the years. And we have made some really significant impacts on those courses over the past year or so, and are trying to share some of that across the college and across the university. So today was one of the opportunities to share that from several of our faculty that have been doing some unique things relative to non-traditional assessment methods. Of course, you all love taking exams. I know that's your highest priority in life, but believe it or not, there are other ways that we can assess whether or not you're learning the content. And some smiles in the group, I appreciate that. So what are some of those other ways that we can identify whether students are learning the content or not? And it doesn't have to be all in that high profile, high impact exam setting. There are ways that we can address that otherwise. So just one of several different things that we've been working on college-wide to be able to hopefully improve your experience as students and those that will come after you. Appreciate, as the year is concluding, all of the efforts that you have made for the year. For those of you that will be back continuing service in the coming year, we appreciate that. For those of you that will not, have maybe moved on or will be moving on to other things, thank you for the efforts that you have made throughout the years. The efforts made and the resolutions reached and otherwise your voice being heard has been very important. So thank you for that effort and representing your constituencies as you have. So thank you for the time and investment that you have made to be here. If you have specific questions, I'm happy to entertain those. Otherwise, I would defer back to the floor.
Do we have any questions? Any questions? President Zelmer.
Not a question, but our CSED centers have been very successful this year, so I just want to thank you for all the support for their projects that you've had, as well as just working with us to make sure every student's supported.
Appreciate that. And it's been an outstanding group, so we appreciate the efforts they've been making. So thank you for that, President Zomer.
Any further questions? Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for all you do. All right, now if the rumors are true, we may have Zoom audio working. Can someone on Zoom speak for us real quick?
Could someone speak on Zoom, please?
No. Nope. We still can't hear you. I don't know if you guys can hear from the room audio or still from just Emma's.
Just me. It's all right.
Well, then in that case, Senator reports. Moving right along to Senator Mesta.
Hi everyone. For my report, so some things I've done has been worked on that resolution with Douglas about the graduate studies, and then also as the PR marketing coordinator, just finishing out some of the posts. We had the immigration attorney event last week. It was actually, all the spots were filled, so we had a full house, and luckily it went well. Hopefully everybody's experience for the immigration attorney went well. He did show up a little bit late, so that did cause some concerns. But otherwise, it went pretty well. So we've had our PR marketing meetings. I think we're having our last one this Friday. So we'll see what last agenda items we want to bring, any PR things we want to do for next year for the next person, and just write my transition report. And then also, I did a thing yesterday. I got elected as student body vice president. So that's the end of my report.
Amazing. Do we have any questions for Senator Mesta? Then in that case, thank you very much. All right, I'm gonna go now to Senator Blanchard.
Hello everyone. I have been working a lot with the Maverick Textbook Reserve as of recently, figuring out marketing plans and things on how we can better utilize that as a for all students on campus, not just a few. Another thing I've been working on is following up on the course marking resolution that we all passed here at the beginning of March, so thank you for that. We're doing some follow-up and seeing if that can be implemented next spring. Last, I've attended a couple meetings of the bookstore contract committee, and that should be wrapping up here pretty soon as well.
Amazing. Do we have any questions for Senator Blanchard? Any questions? Seeing none, thank you so much. Next up, Senator Mendez Martinez. Let's see.
I don't think I have a presentation from you.
Mr.
Sorry, the last email.
Can I hook up my computer? Will it work if I hook up?
If you plug your computer in there, it may work, but they may have to bring back the screens.
Okay, it's fine. I'll do it without it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Hi guys, so I'm Maria. I'm an off-campus senator, and I had a presentation, but it's technology. So anyways, out of the survey that I sent out, there was only 3 responses, so it was really hard to kind of see what students wanted to see and stuff. But out of what I got is that students, especially first year students, do struggle when they come to campus finding and navigating their way around, versus that's finding their classes, e-services, or how to do a degree audit. So many students were actually wondering if there was a way that we could have like maybe a map hooked onto D2L to find their classes, or if there was someone that was able to show them how to run a degree audit, how to use their dollars dining for like the cafeteria, because some of them are like, I don't know how to use it because I live off campus, but I have it on my whatever, like on their e-services stuff. So I'm gonna try and talk to maybe technology or somebody to see if there's a way we can hook up like a map or some sort of a system onto D2L to get them to be able to navigate or figure out how to run e-services, degree audits, and how to work D2L, especially for first year students. So that's pretty much all I have.
Amazing. Do we have any questions for Senator Mendez Martinez? Seeing none, thank you very much. You might really appreciate the Wayfinding Wizards presentation. Unaware, but we have one more. Senator report, so I'm going to finish that up and then we'll check back in. I am aware this person might not be here, but do we have Senator? Oh, we do.
I am here.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. So then in that case, if you are ready to go, you may go, Senator Woldekainen.
Okay, so in my project I have been doing based on students who has acronym class or complete class. But for the last semesters, most classes have been providing resources, and which most of the things have been easier for the students. And the other thing I have been doing was participating in the DI committee. As a committee, we have been writing and discussing for the upcoming future elected senators. We also did some rules documentation and some responsible for the upcoming elected senators. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions for Senator Woldekainen? Any question? Seeing none, thank you so much. And it sounds to me like the Zoom is working. I wasn't sure if it was going into that last Senator report, but looks like we're good. So let's hear about Wayfinding Wizards. Just been building suspense.
Can Kate get access or to share her screen?
She's over online on Zoom.
What?
She's online over on Zoom.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I can't share right now.
Thank you everyone for being so patient, and thank you IT for getting the sound systems figured out. While we're getting that screen share access figured out as well, I want to thank the computer science students who are working with me throughout the semester. We have Kate and Wengel online. I don't know if we have Tucker and Madeline online as well, but they've been a great support for working with us in the project with student government, and in a few minutes they'll be showing you what the application packet that we've been working on is going to look like. Hopefully if we can get the screen sharing up. But meanwhile, if there's anything that Dr. H, faculty sponsor for the project, if he wants to share anything, I'd like to yield back to him.
You're doing great.
Thank you. So let's wait while we get the screen share figured out.
This is why filibustering is hard.
But at this point, if there are any questions, comments, concerns, I'd like to open it up for that.
I see President Zelmer.
Sure. Could you just give a refresher of how we ended up working with students and how that kind of worked out?
Sure. Over the winter break, I worked on a proposal to the computer science department that MNSU Student Government would be collaborating and working with them on developing an application packet for wayfinding and navigation. Before the start of this semester, President Zelmer, I, and Senator Parikh went over to the computer science department and we pitched this idea to the students where we wanted to work with them on developing this application packet that focuses on navigation across campus and also prioritizes accessibility while we're figuring out how to get to that point. Over the course of past months, we have done intensive research on how we can get a step closer to wayfinding, navigation, and then tweaked around a couple of ideas on how we can approach accessibility as well. We will be sharing to you about the application packet through a screen share, but that is that. Thank you. Any other questions, comments, concerns that you would have?
I see Senator Wing.
What differentiates your application from other wayfinding applications, such as like What 3 Words and the like?
So I believe what we are working on is a minimum viable product that is specifically catered for audiences who are in the premises of our university, where you're looking at a map, a 3D model of a map, and you're navigating across buildings of our specific campus. So instead of other applications which are focusing on large-scale navigation and other things, we're prioritizing a small location in our campus, and we're just prioritizing it for that specific location that we're working on.
Thank you. Senator Roberts.
I know that if I understand this correctly, it's currently going to be a separate application. I did know that in the IT goals that it would be implemented to MavLife. How is that going to change things from the individual application you have in mind to integrating it over to MavLife?
Sure. Currently, the application packet that we're working on is a little different than what the MavLife application is. At the technology roundtable and then the meeting afterwards for the objectives of ITS, we did look at ideas on how we could integrate the components of the application that we're developing into the MavLife application. It could look like in a number of ways, such as how the bus route looks like, where you have a website that is integrated into the application, so it hyperlinks into the website. So there are a bunch of ideas that we're looking around. It is one of the objectives of ITS to look into such things, look into such projects, and see in ways that we can develop and integrate more features into the MavLife application. So yes, currently standing, it does look, it will be a different application, but over the next few semesters, we will be looking into different ways how we can integrate the features in this application into MavLife application, as well as you have already seen in MavLife how there are bus routes and other stuff.
Thank you. Senator Parikh.
I was just going to extend on the answer of Senator Wang. So one of the major difference between our apps and anything like Google Maps is that we will have like access from this room to, let's say, Traffic North 301, which Google Maps usually do not provide, and we have like special accessible routes. So either you can walk from inside, outside, and so forth.
Looks like we've got it. All right, go right
Looks
ahead.
like we got it, so I'll share it off to Kate from Wayfinding Wizards.
Yes, so I am a computer science student, and I have been working on the front end of this application. And how it will work is we have these Bluetooth low energy beacons that will tap into the Bluetooth feature of your phone, and it will be able to, in the back end, track you as you go through. Right now we have it in Traffic North, and in the future we plan to continue on to all over campus. So I will be giving a demo on just some of the features of the application and some different things that we have implemented. So as you can see, this is our home screen. We just have a welcome message and then a stomper image, and we have a bunch of different buttons. So starting out, here is a help button that once you click on it, it is not completely built out right now, but this is kind of the format that it's going to be following. So it basically shows you what the buttons look like when they're enabled and when they're disabled, and it will also have instructions for how you're supposed to put in room numbers and things like that. So that's just a little user guide on the actual application. We also have accessibility buttons. So this button will enable an accessible route for the user. So that includes elevators, power doors, things like that for anyone who is physically disabled. We also have audio so that you can actually hear the commands, and then we also have voice commands so you can tell the application what you want it to do versus it talking to you. So those are all of those home screen buttons, and this is like where you would enter the destination, and it does not allow you to route unless you actually enter a destination. So I will enter Trafton North room, and then when you get onto this routing screen, it all has all the buttons as well. This is what the 3D model will roughly look like once they get it integrated with the actual application. And it does not allow you to change the room number while you're in the actual application, while you're actually in the model screen, but you can also start over and just go back and reroute yourself. And also, we have a feature where if you just type in bathroom, it pops up with what kind of bathroom you want. Trafton North does not have any single stall all gender bathrooms, so that is grayed out for now, but that can be easily enabled if there were to be a building that is integrated with the application that has those. You can pick a men or women's bathroom, you click OK, and then it will route you to the routing page. And also, if you enter an invalid destination, it will bring up with this invalid destination pop-up, and it will tell you that you need to re-enter the destination. You just hit OK, and you can enter a valid destination. There we go. That might be an invalid one too. I don't have all the rooms memorized, but I'll just do that one. I know that one works. But then it just takes you to the map page. And also, I have to go back into the source code to change this. And also, if the Bluetooth beacons were to fail and were to not pick up your Bluetooth, whether you have your Bluetooth disabled or there is a beacon that is just the battery ran out, anything like that, we can enable that origin. So when you type in a valid room, it will, let's save it over here. Enter in a valid room over here, let it refresh. It will pop up with that it can't find you, and then you will have to enter a room number. So just do the same room. And then it will take you to the routing screen. So that is all I have for the demonstration of the application. Arshit, you want to take it over?
Thank you so much, Kate. A little bit more to expand on that. We're still working on the final nitty-gritty end of things for the application, but roughly this is the idea that it's going to look like. Our aim was to get a minimal viable product for Trafton North, so we have that figured out with all of our accessibility features that we can push into the application. And we believe we're getting a step closer to wayfinding navigation with features of accessibility. That's that. I stand for questions.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Senator Rivera.
So this app works only for the inside of the buildings, or it also works for outside?
Currently, it's only mapped out for Trafton North. So it would only work for the rooms existing in Trafton North.
How about after it's done, it would be for outside the buildings or only inside?
We're looking at mapping out the university premises, so that could be an option that we would be looking at throughout the extensive expansions that we would be doing for the project. But yes.
Senator Roberts.
So I know that you're saying that your goal is to expand to the entire campus. Would there also be inclusion for outside routes? So like, I know a lot of people get confused on how to get to Weeking, for example. Will there be like inclusion of like outdoor routes as well at some point?
I think that is something that we would be considering. There were conversations about how we could be looking at maybe outer routes during summers and then indoor routes during the winters, because considering how we can't really walk outside because of the heavy snowfall that we have. So that were some of the original ideas that we had about how the algorithms would work when you're routing from different multiple buildings. But currently, as we stand, we only have one building mapped out. As we look into expansion of the project, we will be considering all of those options.
Any other questions? Any other questions? President Sommer.
Could you explain the upkeep for like the beacons and how you work that out?
Sure. The team is working on a beacon maintenance plan that will be handed over to the student government. The beacon maintenance plan lays out all of the beacons that are used for running the application. The beacon maintenance plan also has some of the directives and recommendations that we could follow. We're looking at the beacons having a fixed warranty period. I'd like to thank Brian from ITS for the support from IT to routinely check at those beacons and make sure that they're working and functioning properly. So that was a great support. We're looking at these multiple options and making sure that the beacons are upkeeping and making sure that the navigation agenda of our application is being fulfilled.
Thank you. Do we have any further questions? Seeing none, thank you so much. That's so cool. Thank you for all the work that all of the CF students have done and that you've done.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, everyone.
All right, so that concludes our presentations. We went through our senator reports. So it is now time to move on to new business. I'm aware we had one new item entered into new business, and then everything else that we have from yesterday is old business. So, or from last week is old business. So we're gonna start with the new business from President Zellmer.
All right, so I'm just sharing my screen. So again, this is kind of what I talked about. This is kind of short. Here, I'll zoom in a little bit. Oh, then that all fits. Cool. If anyone has a better title for it, let me know. But I also need a second, so that's something. So this just reads about the banded tuition rate. Says the current rate is $11.41. The proposed increase would be at most, I'll underline that, $12. And then it just says we've been consulted and supports the proposed increase since we think Students United is important.
I'll second.
I'll accept a second from Senator Mesta. And now, Senator Mesta, as the second, you are allowed to speak on this should you choose to.
I'll just yield.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Then in that case, we'll open it up for questions. I see Senator Roberts.
It's a motion to expedite.
Oh yeah, I need a motion.
Yeah, see a motion to expedite on the floor. Is there a second? Seconded by President Zellmer. Now we'll continue with questions, but then we can also go into discussion following that. Do we have any questions?
We need to vote.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Actually, is there any dissent to a motion to expedite? Any dissent? Seeing none, this bill is expedited. Now, are there any questions? Any questions? Seeing none, open discussion. Any points of discussion? I see Senator Wing.
This is kind of a question for Emma. Why is it that Students United doesn't band? Is there any reasoning that's given to the board of directors? Because it seems like
I feel like I should know this since
Vice Chair and
I worked on the fee increase last year, but I don't know this. I think oh, go ahead, John. I yield.
Not all of the in-state schools ban tuition.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I believe that's the case. Not all of them do. So we ban tuition. We ban all of our fees with the banded tuition. And since the banded tuition is not consistent across the mid-state system, Students United is not banned.
Senator Mesta.
Yeah, from my experience working as an officer of the sister organization, it's per credit. So it's based off per credit per student. So it's not the structure of the campus, it's the structure of how Mid-State runs that audit to bring it back to Students United.
Any further discussion points?
I'll also, oh sorry.
Yeah, President Zellmer.
I'll also mention that PSEO students don't pay this, obviously, since they don't pay for any of that, but yeah.
Any further discussion points? Any further discussion points? Seeing none, we're going to vote on this by raise of hand and raise of placard. May I see the Zoom? Thank you. All of those in favor of this resolution, please raise of hand or raise of placard at this time. All right, hands and placards down. All of those opposed? All opposed? All right, and now all abstentions. All abstentions. Thank you. Then in that case, this resolution passes. Nicely done. Moving on to our old business. First up, we have the resolution in support of the list of objectives for IT solutions by Senator Narala and seconded by Senator Parikh. Senator Narala, I'll hand it over to you to once again reintroduce this bill from last week.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As mentioned last week, following the Technology Roundtable discussions and Student Tech Fee Subcommittee meetings, we met with IT Solutions and we met with Brian, we met with Mark and other people from ITS, and we had a list of objectives that we presented to the student government. We stand here today for any recommendations that you have, anything that you want to share that you think would be necessary for the objectives for IT Solutions for the fiscal year 2024.
Senator Parikh, as the second, would you like to speak on this as well?
Yeah, sure. So we have our objectives written with us, and we sent it to you guys and approached to you last week. And we do have all the major points like Wi-Fi, D2L help, Eduroam, Analyst, and so much more. So yeah, that's it.
Do we have any discussion points on this resolution? Any discussion? Any discussion? Senator Wing, is that? Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to do that and raise the thing again. Well, then in that case, we will now move to a vote by raise of hand and raise of placards. Thank you, sorry. Now, will all of those in favor of this resolution please raise your hand and raise your placards at this time? Thank you. Hands and placards down. All of those opposed, raise of hands and placards if you are opposed. All right. All abstentions, raise of hand and placards if you abstain. Okay. Then in that case, this resolution passes as well. Beautiful. Moving on to our final resolution for the day is our graduate assistant overwork protection resolution. Would you like, wait, Emma, do you have something? Okay, sorry. Would you like to speak on and introduce this? Senator
I'll speak on it really briefly here. Basically, some departments are overworking graduate assistants. We need to make sure that there are some protections in place, such as time cards or some ways to make sure that there's an actual record of how much graduate assistants are being overworked. And then in addition to that, if they are being overworked, they deserve compensation for those hours overworked beyond their contract obligations. And thus, we should pass the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Mesta, as the second, would you like to speak on this resolution?
Yeah, just making sure that our graduate students aren't being overworked and that they're keep at what they're compensated for 20 hours a week and not go over what they're expected to do.
Thank you. I see a discussion point from President Zellmer. Moving into discussion now.
Yeah, I just have an amendment for the first be it resolved clause. Instead of asking departments to create a model, I would propose that it states student government believes that GAs shall report their hours worked on e-services to make sure that they are not being asked to go over their contract. That way it's reported back to the university as a whole, and departments can't say that they just don't want to make anything.
Yeah. I'm seeing a thumbs up by the motioner and the second. Can I assume that this amendment is being accepted?
This is a friendly, yeah.
Okay. Very well. Amendment accepted then. I see Senator Wing.
I'm voicing my support for this
this seems like a no-brainer, not only to protect our graduate students, but it also creates accountability for anyone that might not be fulfilling their hours that they are contractually obligated to do. So I think that this is a no-brainer. This should have been in place long ago, and I'll be voting in favor of it today.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other discussion points? Any other discussion? Seeing none, we're going to move into a vote on this, once again by raising hands and placards. All of those in favor of this resolution, please raise your hands and placards at this time. All right, hands and placards down. Okay, thank you. All of those opposed? All opposed? All right, all abstentions? All abstentions? And once again, this resolution is also passed. Beautiful. Our resolution requesting the protection of the busing system was tabled until April 17th, so we'll see that next week. President Zellmer,
Just an announcement.
Okay, then in that case, we're moving into announcements. President Zellmer.
We have an event. Our legislative affairs coordinator has been working very hard and doing this all, so it's been so nice just like it just going on. On Friday, I need you all to take out your phones and calendars right now because you're all going to be there. Friday at 11 a.m., we will be having a Meet Your Representatives event. The President's office has sponsored the food for this event, so shout out to President Inch and his team in his office. We will, Representative Fredericks will be there. U.S. Representative Brad Finstad will be there. We organized this around his schedule. We have a U.S. representative coming to campus who we should definitely meet with. He's also new to Congress. He's been there for about 2 years at this point, and he sits on. I don't believe he sits on the education committee anymore. However, he does represent a lot of college campuses, so I think it's really important that we meet with him to share what interests you all have and share our support for different higher education support bills later on. Beyond that, we also have 2 city councilmen, and I believe Alex told me 5 county commissioners. So we need to get people there. I expect you all to be there. This does count as office hours.
Absolutely, it does.
And make sure you bring friends. If you know of any other student organizations, please share the post with them. Our goal is to get at least 50 people. We have a bunch of state representatives coming. This is the one event we can't drop the ball on, okay, guys? So we all gotta team up and show up to this together. Hearth Lounge, 11 a.m. on Friday. I'll see you all there. And also, I just got an email. Elections are now starting at 10 a.m. on Sunday, so the office will be open at 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Amazing. Do we have any other announcements? I see Senator Wing.
The University Concert Choir, in preparation for its next concert on Sunday the 23rd, will be doing a little showcase in the Hearth Lounge on Monday at 3 o'clock. So if you want to, even if you can't make it to our concert, if you want to come check it out and support some fellow Mavericks, we'd love to see you there. So that's the Hearth Lounge on Monday at 3 o'clock.
Thank you. John Bulcock.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just want to congratulate again those who were elected in yesterday's election. Great election turnout. So 1,814 votes is a pretty good turnout. That's about roughly it's almost 15% of the student body, so just shy of there. So that's pretty good numbers. So congratulations, and look forward to inauguration next week. So there'll be a message going out from Amber to all of the elected candidates to remind them with the inauguration election. For those who've been to one of these before, this year it's different. It's in the ballroom. We're not in the Hearth Lounge for this year's inauguration. So please. Was it in the ballroom? I wasn't
Last
here.
year was ballroom too.
It's previous to last year, it's always been in the Hearth Lounge. So okay.
Are you sure it's not in the Hearth Lounge?
Yes, Amber corrected me when I told the Barnes & Noble Leadership Award recipients. So, great segue. Congratulations to those. We awarded 12 Barnes & Noble Leadership Awards. That's a $500 bookstore credit. And so there are some of those recipients in this room even. They'll be recognized next week as well. Just remember, if you are a departing senator, remember what you'd like to have your legacy be for this year. If you need help for wrapping up those projects, we've got 2 full weeks after this week before finals week. Kind of crazy. We're really hitting the end of the year here. So. In the student activities world, we are in the middle of Greek Week, so one of the featured events this evening is the cardboard boat regatta. For those who've not seen one of these before, the challenge is to get across the pool over in the Highland Center in a boat made of nothing but cardboard and duct tape. So it's always entertaining because there are some who are more successful with this than others. Tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock in Ostrander Auditorium is the always anticipated lip sync event, followed by an after party at Applebee's, where 20% of the proceeds will be going to Mavathon and benefiting Gillette Children's Specialty Healthcare. So come by for half price apps and all that good stuff at Applebee's tomorrow evening. A couple of other things coming up. The student events team hosted a successful concert last night in the ballroom. And then, I don't know if you all saw the commercials for the movie Cocaine Bear. I first thought it was a joke when that movie came out because it looked so dumb, but that is going to be the next movie on Mavflix, accessible to students to log in and view, coming up very shortly. And then we also have coming up on the 22nd, which is a week from this coming Saturday, is the Maverick Day of Service. There are currently about 80 volunteer opportunities that are coordinated throughout the community. If you are interested, you may sign up for the Maverick Day of Service and participate in that event as well. So, last thing, I'm going to go back to student government real quick. Remember that in 2 weeks from today, we have the speaker election. And so there are a lot of people on campus. One of the biggest things that people talk about wanting to do is to get the word out about what student government is and what they do. Please spread the word about that opportunity, because there are a lot of students who aren't going to be aware of it. So there will be some emails. There's be an email going out with that information. But also, if you know people who would be good at running a meeting and staying apolitical in the role and all that good stuff, please encourage them to apply for that role. If one of the elected candidates, we've had this happen before, where somebody who is elected to the Senate wants to apply for the spot. If they do so, they must resign from their spot before being sworn in as the speaker. So that could create another vacancy. So just please be sure and help spread the word about that, and we'll get the information out as well. So I will yield at this time, so thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Stouts.
All right. This month is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, so in the next few weeks, on Tuesday the 25th, we are doing a picture. If you want to wear denim for Denim Day, we're going to take a picture out by the fountain from 12 to 12:15, and then that night we're doing Take Back the Night, which people are welcome to come and share their experiences if they want to. Like, there's no pressure there or anything, and then we're going to walk at night because half of the population shouldn't be afraid to go out at night and walk around and be kept in. And then also on Monday we have garden planting and stuff, so we'll be out at the garden if anybody wants to stop by from like 3 to 4. And then that's all I really got.
Amazing, thank you. Senator Bryant.
VP Morris has access to table for the climate study, so I'll be tabling all next week. If anyone has time, email me and help a girl out.
Amazing. I see President Sommer.
Also respond to Amber's email about the banquet. So the banquet will be not next week, but the following week at about 5. We just chose the food. We're gonna get, what was it, Southern Italian or one of those. So there's going to be food. We need a head count for the food, and also the executive board gives out awards to everyone. Some of them are silly, some of them are not as well. None of them are mean. They're all like either silly or like. There's some like ones that do happen every year, like best friends or things like that. As well as we'll be giving out Senator of the Year, Coordinator of the Year. Yeah, so make sure you come by. It is a lot of fun. We can all hang out one last time. Yeah, thank you.
Amazing. Do we have any final announcements? I see David Cowan.
For you folks that are interested in buses, we have consultants coming on our campus at 4 o'clock next Tuesday, the 18th. So you're certainly welcome to show up in room 203, and you can talk about bus routes and new routes, old routes, anything to do with buses. Now, I understand that they're not coming with bags of coin, so don't expect them to give us a lot of money. They're just consultants. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other announcements? Any other announcements? Seeing none, we're going to go ahead and go into our final roll call real quick. Senator Hart.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Sharaf. Senator Sharaf.
Here. She's on that.
Thank you. Senator Woldekainen.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Wing.
Peace.
Thank you. Senator Dumenchi.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Victor Wynn. Thank you. Senator Bryant.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Roberts.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Rivera.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Goma. Senator Goma. Senator Narala.
Present.
Thank you. Senator Berhanu. Thank you. Senator Tapp. Senator Tapp. Senator Mendez Martinez. Thank you. Senator Destin. Senator Destin. Senator Zigweed. Oh, Senator Zigweed. All right. Senator Mesta.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Mueller.
Present.
Thank you. Senator Parikh. Thank you. Senator Blanchard.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Goff. Senator Goff. Senator Speltz.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Roiger.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Andry.
Here.
Thank you. Speaker Novak, that's me. President Zelmer.
Here.
Thank you. Vice President Ibrahim. Sad. All right. With that, we are going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 5:03 p.m. Go home. Get out of the heat.
Did you make a vote? The res halls did that last year too. Some of the people used their cheap cardboard and it just shredded once it got wet.